In this video, I'll tell you which chickens are the best and grow a chicken fighter, ranking them from the weakest C tier all the way up to S tier based on combat, pit farming, tower usefulness, and fusion potential. Subscribe, like and hype if you want to get this and more Roblox guides and enter giveaways. Watch till the end to understand this guide well. Starting with C tier, we have Basic Chick, Mud Hen, and Pebble Rooster. Basic Chick is your starter, and is really only there to get you moving at the beginning. Its peck attack deals very low damage, and it does not have a special ability that gives it any real advantage. So once you hatch something stronger, you should replace it instead of dumping valuable resources into upgrades. Mud Hen is also one of the weaker fighters. Its Mud Splash does not bring enough damage or utility to compete with better chickens. The main upside is that Mud Hen is common, so beginners can get one pretty easily, but it is still something you will eventually replace. Pebble Rooster is slightly more useful, but it has a slow stone throw animation that leaves it vulnerable, and the damage is not strong enough to make up for that weakness. It can help during the first part of the game, but that is about it. Moving into B tier, we have Wind Clucker, Flame Rooster, and Crystal Hen. Wind Clucker has a gust attack that can push enemies away and interrupt attacks, which can actually be pretty useful on the early tower floors. The problem is its damage falls behind later, so it becomes much harder to justify using once enemies get stronger. Flame Rooster deals fire damage over time, making it useful against enemies with bigger health pools, and its Inferno Burst gives it some area damage for early pit farming. Its base stats just do not scale as well as the higher tier fighters, so you may notice it struggling around the middle tower floors. Crystal Hen is more of a defensive support option. Its Crystal Shield reduces damage taken by nearby chickens, which can help in certain tower fights, but the protection becomes less impressive when enemy damage gets much higher. It also does not bring enough offense to compete with better options, so treat it as a temporary support chicken. Next is a tier, where the fighters become much more interesting. Here we have Thunderbeak, Golden Hen, and Shadow Clucker. Thunderbeak is built around speed and its lightning dash lets it clear pit waves quickly. If your main goal is active cash farming, this is one of the better chickens you can use. It is less impressive in some tower encounters because it focuses more on single target attacks, but for fast pit grinding it can be really strong. Golden Hen is different because its main strength is economy rather than pure damage. It increases the value of eggs produced by your farm, and at maximum level that multiplier can reach 25%. That makes Golden Hen a really useful option when you are trying to speed up progression and reach rebirths faster. It also pairs well with Founder Rooster if you want to set up mixing income and combat support. Shadow Clucker is great against enemies with strong defense because its Stealth Strike can ignore armor. Its HP is relatively low, and its overall damage is not on the same level as the top S tier fighters, but armor penetration gives it a strong niche against certain tower bosses. It also has useful fusion potential, so replacing it as your main fighter does not automatically mean it becomes useless. And now we get to S tier. These are Founder Rooster, Astro Chicken, and Commando Rooster. Founder Rooster is not only about raw damage. It has strong survivability, can generate extra gold through its passive abilities, and its leadership aura increases the damage of nearby chickens by 15%. That makes it a really strong team support fighter, especially if you are building around multiple powerful units. Astro Chicken is one of the strongest all-around options. Its special attack deals heavy area damage and can briefly stun enemies in range. That combination makes it amazing for pit farming because it can deal with groups efficiently, while the stun also gives it value in tower fights by interrupting enemies. Its Cosmic Beam becomes stronger as you level it, so Astro Chicken stays useful far beyond the early game. Commando Rooster is the option you want when raw single target damage is the priority. Its rapid fire attack can melt individual enemies and is especially useful against tower bosses with huge health pools. It does not have Astro Chicken's crowd control, but the amount of direct damage it can put out makes up for that. Once heavily upgraded, it can clear difficult tower floors that might take several weaker fighters to handle. If we separate them by activity, Astro Chicken is one of the best choices for pit because of its area damage, while Thunderbeak is another great option thanks to its speed. Commando Rooster can still work there, especially when you need strong damage against one target, but Astro Chicken and Thunderbeak are more naturally suited to clearing waves. For tower battles, Commando Rooster is one of the strongest picks because bosses have much larger health pools. Astro Chicken is still great thanks to its damage and stun. Shadow Clucker can bypass armor against defensive bosses, and Founder Rooster adds support by boosting nearby chickens. If your main focus is making money, Golden Hen is one of the best investments because of the egg value multiplier. Founder Rooster also helps through passive gold generation, and using both together gives you a strong economy-focused setup that still has combat value. Thunderbeak is worth considering too if you prefer actively farming cash in the pit. Fusion also changes how you should look at lower-tier chickens, because some units that are not S-tier on their own can become part of really strong combinations. Flame Rooster and Wind Clucker can create Cyclone Rooster, which is a more accessible fusion for players who do not have the rarest chickens yet, although its long-term value is below the strongest fusion options. Founder Rooster and Golden Hen create Golden Sovereign, combining combat support with economy benefits for a more balanced setup. Commando Rooster and Thunderbeak create Storm Commander, mixing strong damage with faster attacks and making it especially useful for pit farming. Finally, Astro Chicken and Shadow Clucker create Eclipse Hawk. This is one of the strongest fusion options because it combines Astro Chicken's area damage with Shadow Clucker's ability to bypass armor, making it especially useful against tower bosses. So when deciding what to invest in, do not feel like you need to wait forever for an S-tier chicken before upgrading anything. During the early game, a solid B-tier fighter can still help you earn the resources needed to move forward. Once you get an A-tier or S-tier chicken, that is usually when you should start shifting your coins, eggs, and upgrade resources toward the stronger option. Try not to overinvest in C-tier units because you will probably replace them pretty quickly. For long-term progression, Founder Rooster, Astro Chicken, and Commando Rooster are the strongest overall investments from this ranking, but always keep fusion in mind because some A and B tier chickens can still become extremely useful later.